What's up YouTube? I'm Sain. If you're new to the channel, I make videos about personal finance, investing, and how to build wealth through the stock market. I started the Robinhood challenge for two reasons. Number one, I wanted to simplify investing and show those that wanted to invest but didn't know how to, just how to. And number two, I wanted to show you in real time what companies I invested in to build my portfolio from $0 to 10K and eventually from 10K to 100K. Do me a favor, feel free to join the journey by grabbing some stock below, or you can just sit back and watch. Either way, I appreciate you. Today's video is about my top 3 side hustles that will help you become debt-free and or earn you some extra income. Now listen, before I jump into this, there are several things you can do to grow your income to make money on the side. Everything from Facebook ads, everything from being a web designer and a graphic designer, the list goes on and on. But the things I want to talk to you today is about the top 3 things that I do on the side to earn extra income. Number 1 for me is coaching and consulting. Now this is something I feel like almost anybody can get into, but number 1, you got to be passionate about what it is you're going to pour into others about. So for instance, you may have an expertise, you may have a knowledge base in a specific category or a specific topic that others want to learn from or others want to know how to do. And so if that's the case for you, coaching and consulting is something you might want to consider. Typically, you just need to know a little bit more than the person that's reaching out or seeking the information. And so what I recommend is that you, 1, be serious about what it is you do, be professional in all that you do. It's important that you establish a professional setup. It's important that you establish boundaries and ways for people to engage with you, reach out to you, set up appointments, and things of that nature. So whether you are an expert in something or whether you're just very knowledgeable about something, coaching and consulting is something you might want to consider. Me personally, I coach and consult on everything from how to write books, from how to become a paid speaker, from how to start a nonprofit, and the list goes on and on. You talk about relationship counseling, you talk about business coaching, you name it, it's under my umbrella of coaching and consulting. And so that's one way you can generate an easy $250 to $500 a session, or $250 to $500 a month, depending on what you choose to charge for the services you provide. Number 2 is writing a book. I feel like everybody has a story to tell, and I feel like everybody's story has the power to change the lives of somebody else. It's important to understand what you've been through might be the exact thing that helps somebody else get out of what they're going through. And so to me, storytelling, which is something I'm very big on, is a great number 2 side hustle to consider. I wrote several books at this point, but to date I have 2 books. Two books currently that are number 1 bestsellers, and for me, they provided opportunities I couldn't imagine. I get to travel around the world, I get to talk to various people, whether it's colleges, universities, businesses, prisons, what have you, and it's just a feeling that I can't describe. However, it's brought in extra income. It allowed me to pay off debt quicker. It allowed me to do some other things with my finances, whether invest, whether take care of family and friends, whether look out for the mentees that I have in the community. And so it opened up a variety of doors for myself, for my family. And so I suggest that if you got a story, if you've been through anything, your story might not be my story. I know certainly my story is not your story, but it doesn't matter. If you can commit to committing your story to paper and then build up the courage to go share what you've been through, you will be surprised how many lives you can change. You will be surprised how many people you can impact. And so my number 2 top side hustle is writing a book. My number 3 side hustle is speaking. Now I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not a natural speaker. This is something that through other things that I did, I embraced over time, got better over time. And so again, just like writing a book, the book eventually turns into speaking opportunities. I chose to break them up in separate categories because as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, I have a book business, I have a speaking business, and I have a coaching and consulting business, which is how I started my mini empire almost 10 years ago. And so those three things, in addition to other things that I'm not going to talk about today, is how I started on this journey of entrepreneurship. But speaking in particular is a way for you to, again, reach massive amount of people through your story, through your successes, through your failures. You can teach people, whether it is about how to write a book, you can teach people how to run a successful business, how to start a successful nonprofit. You can teach and talk about so much. And so there's never a shortage on people needing speakers around the world. You always have an opportunity to engage with people, meet new people through your story. One thing that I will let you know, that speaking can be a very, very lucrative business. It has been very lucrative for myself, but I will say oftentimes I'm speaking out of town because I've noticed through being a paid speaker, and now it's a lot of speakers, so I want to caution you on this. It's a lot of people that say they speak, very few actually get paid to speak. And so I'm putting that out there just so you can differentiate what kind of speaker you want to be, the free speaker or the paid speaker. For myself, being paid, I noticed that most of my opportunities come out of town, out of state. I'm from Michigan, but most of the times I'm all over the country speaking in a paid capacity. In my own hometown, oftentimes I've noticed they look for a hometown discount, or just because the familiarity, or they know you. Oftentimes they don't either want to pay you or don't value the things you do on the speaking circuit. And so that's just something to remember, but I'm just giving you that game today so that you can kind of know that going in if you choose the speaking route. But again, it's very lucrative. It's a very good way to get your name out there. Again, it produces and provides so many more opportunities that opens so many more doors. Those are my top 3 side hustles that I recommend you try out if you have any level of skills that could be turned into coaching, speaking, or writing a book. Last thing I want you to consider is, once you start earning ample amount of revenue from those 3 streams of income, I want you to be very intentional about what you do with the money that you earn. The money will come. You just got to make sure you're putting out a good product. You got to make sure you got a good message. Once you get those 2 things down pat, you don't have to worry about checks flying in, because they'll come. The important thing for you to remember is, when that money starts to come in, what are you going to do with that money? If you don't give your money a purpose, you'll look up and before you know it, you'll be right back broke. So I'm big on giving my money a purpose, and I'm big on putting my money into assets that produces and make me more money. And so really quickly, let's hop into my Robinhood account and let me just show you one example of what you can do once you start getting paid from coaching and consulting, once you start getting paid from writing books, and once you start getting paid from speaking. So as you can see, as we hop into my Robinhood account, I'm sitting at currently $8,585.60. I'm sitting invested right now. I can guarantee you that I didn't put $8,000 in here. This is the power of giving your money a purpose, and this is the power of investing your money, not in a bank, but in a brokerage account or an investment account where your money grows for you. And so you dump a couple thousand in here, and you let the stock market and the assets that you invest in do the rest. When you get money from speaking, when you get money from coaching and consulting, when you get money from writing books, this is a great place to invest your money into. Find companies that you know and love, find products that you use, invest in those companies. In my case in particular, I'm big into dividends, and so I invest my money into dividend paying companies, so they pay me every month or they pay me every quarterly, and so I try to just keep the money flowing in. That money then can be reinvested, which helps grow my portfolio quicker, or if I needed some money, I can cash out and then use the money for whatever it is I need it for. So listen, I make videos like this every week. If you like this kind of video, make sure you check out the next one. Most people see the end result. Very few consider the journey. Do me a favor, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you grab some stock using my link below, and I'll see you in the next one.